40 years ago, in December of 1966, dignitaries, residents, and employees gathered to celebrate the completion of the new Concord Civic Center at 1950 Parkside Drive, between Willow Pass and Salvio Street. Previously, city business had been conducted in a former firehouse between 1905 and 1953, in Concord's Veterans Hall between 1953 and 1956, and in City Hall until 1966. City Hall was located on the same property where the new Civic Center was constructed. Concord's swift growth from 40,000 residents in 1960 to 85,000 residents by 1970 required additional employees and space to conduct city business. The Concord Civic Center was designed by the internationally acclaimed architect Ernest Kump and was designated the Farrell A. Stewart Civic Center in 1994 upon the retirement of city manager Farrell Bud Stewart, who held the position from 1960 to 1986 and again from 1992 to 1994. In the early 1960s, the city conducted an extensive search throughout Northern California to find an architectural firm to design the Concord Civic Center. In 1964, the architectural firm of Ernest J. Kump and Associates was selected for the project. Kump's progressive architectural ideas were used in the design of the new complex. A group of one-story freestanding buildings arranged in a pinwheel configuration are surrounded by a minimally landscaped central courtyard. The buildings are constructed of precast concrete components, contrasted with natural materials such as dark-stained redwood siding and shingle roofs with generous overhangs. The early schematic designs show a civic center complex that incorporates a theater, civic auditorium, and court hall. The final design selected by the City Council included only the municipal office buildings, but still had a $1.2 million price tag, which was not an insignificant amount of money in 1966. A comparable campus today might cost $50 million or more. 3 wings of the complex were designed as city offices, with the 4th leased to Contra Costa County as a courthouse. In 1995, an early morning fire in the courthouse destroyed that wing and caused extensive damage to the adjacent wings. 88 firefighters valiantly fought the blaze and prevented it from completely destroying the Civic Center. Replacement of the 4th wing is a future project. In 2000, work began on a project to expand the portion of one wing to serve as the one-stop permit center. The building houses staff from the planning, engineering, building, and neighborhood services departments. Applicants seeking a development or home improvement permit are able to consult with appropriate staff at one location instead of having to visit multiple offices. The new permit center opened in fall of 2001. The Civic Center was built on what previously had been a baseball field. It was constructed between the former City Hall building, built in 1956 at the corner of Willow Pass Road and Parkside Drive, and the Concord Library, completed in 1959 at the corner of Parkside Drive and Salvio Street. The former City Hall building was converted to serve as Concord's police station when the Civic Center was completed. In 1996, the new police headquarters building opened at 1350 Galindo Street, and the former City Hall was torn down. The Concord Library is still in operation at the same location. Construction techniques employed to build the complex included a precast concrete pylon and spandrel system. In the 1960s, this was recognized as a new and innovative approach. The structural system for each of the buildings is located on the exterior of the walls, which allows for more interior space and a flexible floor plan. A pneumatic tube system was installed to send paper documents from one building to another. Water from the fountain surrounding the council chamber was recirculated and used in the building's cooling system. The city hired the firm of Carl James to design the interior of the Civic Center. The interior design concept incorporated office furnishings from Knoll, a company well known for innovative modern furniture design. In addition to the interior furnishings, the city acquired a large collection of Ansel Adams photographs. In the 1960s, Adams was not as well known as he is today. His work still hangs in Civic Center hallways and offices. The Civic Center was designed by Ernest J. Kump and Associates. Kump, born in 1911, was a highly regarded architect who combined modern design philosophy with California wood frame architecture in site and space planning. Kump and his partner, C.H. Franklin, gained national prominence when their design for the Fresno City Hall of 1941 was selected for the Museum of Modern Art in New York as, quote, one of the most significant American structures built between 1932 and 1944, end quote. Among his notable projects are Foothill Community College in Los Altos Hills and De Anza Community College in Cupertino. Locally, he designed buildings for Acalanes High School in Lafayette, Miramonte High School in Orinda, and Las Lomas High School in Walnut Creek. Mr. Kump was an American Institute of Architects Fellow. After a successful career in the United States, he retired to Switzerland, where he lived until 1999.